Okay, and so it does say substitution method. Let's change this to graphical method. All right, so we are going to solve these by looking at the graph. I think in Algebra 1 you did this, but it was always just two lines. And two lines like crossed at one point. On a lot of the ones we're going to do, it's going to be a parabola and a line. So lots of different things can happen. So if we have a parabola and a line, it's possible that you can have two solutions. That is usually what happens. Is it the parabola crosses the line at two places, or line crosses the parabola? Another thing that could happen that is a lot more rare is that the line just barely grazes the parabola, and there's one solution. You guys know what else could happen with a parabola and a line? No solution. Good. So it could be a situation where you have a parabola and then the line is like under here where there's no solution. But the most common answers is going to be the situation right here where you're going to have two solutions. And so what our calculator can do is find those points where the parabola and the line intersects. And all you really have to do is know how to type it in. So for number 1, the first thing we're going to do is solve for y if needed. Now that's the one step that's going to be the algebra step. All right. Then you're going to plug into y1 and y2 in the calculator. Now we haven't used y2 very much, but I'll show you what that looks like. And then we're going to follow the steps that I've put there below to find the intersection points. Okay, so I just did like screenshots of the buttons that you push and what your calculator will look like. And what I want you guys to know is that the solutions to a system of equations are ordered pairs. So you're going to have an x and a y. So if you're solving a system of equations, your solutions are x and y where they cross. All right. So we're going to do example 1, which tells us to solve each system of equations. And the first one we're going to do is they're both already solved for y, which is great. So we don't have to do that first step. It's already solved for y. So what we'll do is go to the calculator. Right, hit y equals. And then we're going to type them both in. So the first one I'm going to put in for y1. And then the second one we'll put in for y2. All right, I'm going to take something off of my calculator for a second. You don't need to worry about this. Okay. All right. Now, I have like a little bit of an updated version of the calculator from what you guys have. So you don't have different colors, but that's okay. You can, on yours, you can still see where they cross, where the x or where the parabola and the line cross. And so those are the points we need to find. All right, so let's look at the steps. All right, so the first step is to hit second and then trace. Right, And this menu comes up and it tells you on the notes to choose number 5. Number 5 is the intersection point. So you can either go to 5 and hit enter, or you can just hit the number 5. It doesn't matter. So you get this little flashing cursor. All right, so then the directions say to move that little cursor close to the intersection point. Either one, we're going to find both of them. So I'm just going to go to the one on the left. You don't have to be right on top of it. You just need to be close to it. And then hit enter 3 times. All right, and then at the bottom of the calculator, it'll tell you the intersection point. So that's one of your solutions, -4, -1. All right, and then I need to do the same steps and find the other one. All right, so it is second trace, number 5. All right, I'll move close to the other intersection, hit enter 3 times. All right, and then if it says intersection right here, that means that you found what you needed, and that the other ordered pair is 2, 5. All right, so that's pretty much it, as long as it's already solved for y. Now, the next 2, we're going to have to do that step, which can be somewhat tedious. All right, so let's look at b. On b, I need to first get this y by itself. So what would you do with the 8x? Subtract it. Very good. So you subtract it from itself so it disappears, and you subtract it from the other side. All right, and then just because it's a habit for me, I would probably write the 8x between the x squared and the 28. Since you're just typing in the calculator, it doesn't really matter, honestly, where you put it. So that's what I'm going to put in for y1. All right, and then the second equation I'm going to need to solve for this y is there's going to be a couple of steps here. So I'm going to start off like I did with the 8x. I'm going to subtract that 4x. So that's negative y is equal to negative 4x minus 8. And if that's what negative y is, what is positive y? Positive 4x plus 8. You just change all the signs. Okay, and so that's what I'm going to put in for y2. Okay. So same thing like before, go back to y equals, clear out what was in there, and type in those 2 things. Oh, whoops. I told you all I'm a little crazy today. Okay, so this happens from time to time. My graph, I just can't see everything. This parabola, the y-intercept is all the way up at 28, if you guys remember that from parabola. So we just can't see everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom out. Have you guys done that before? Maybe? No? Okay, it's okay. So to zoom out, we're going to hit zoom. And then I want to say it's 3, but I don't know. Zoom. Yeah, zoom 3 is to zoom out. All right, and sometimes we might want to zoom in to see something better, but in this case, we're going to want to zoom out. And then we can just hit enter right there. That's fine. So now I can at least see the parabola. I can't see both places where they intersect, but it's going to be okay. So hit zoom. So zoom is right beside window. And then enter. Sorry.
I don't look like that either.
I think it's okay. As long as you can actually see the parabola and see the line, I think you're okay. All right, so there's going to be two places where they're going to intersect. So we're going to follow the steps again. So we're going to do second, trace number 5, move close to one of them. Whoa, I moved too fast. And hit enter 3 times. All right, so one of our solutions is 216. Okay, and then second, trace number 5, move close to the other one. Now, it's okay that it's off the window as long as it's semi-close. So just move as close as you can get to it, and then hit enter 3 times. Now, I thought I hit enter 3 times, but I didn't. It just said guess, and I knew I was wrong. So if it's actually where they intersect, it'll actually say intersection down there at the bottom. So my other solution is the point 1048. Right. Okay, we're gonna do this last one together. It looks a little tricky. All right, so we'll go ahead and solve each of these for y. So there's our y1 and our y2. Oh, oops. Goodness. Okay. Whoa. That's weird. It took away what I wrote. All right, so y1 was x minus 7 to x squared minus 7. Okay, so let's go back, clear this out. Now, it's going to be zoomed out, which is not going to be a good window. So anytime you just want to get the normal window from -10 to 10, you're going to hit zoom 6. All right, so if yours is still zoomed out, hit zoom 6. Now with mine, because you can see the red and the blue, you can kind of tell there's 2 different places where they cross. With yours, you might not be able to tell because it's all the same color. Anyway, you can zoom in if you want to. So I hit zoom 2. And then I'm going to move that little guy close to what I want to look at and hit enter. So you can tell there's 2 places. All right. So let me just go back to the normal window.
Where we hit to like zoom it all the way back out?
Zoom 6. All right. So second, trace 5. It looks like it's already where I need it to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and do enter, enter, enter. So one intersection is 0, -7. All right, and then the other one is 1, -6. All right. What questions do you guys have on solving systems of equations by graphing? All right, we're going to do one other thing today. The directions are a little different. So on these, it's going to say something like these directions where you're given two functions and you want to find where they're equal. So we're going to do the same exact steps, but we're only going to give the x as our answer. So the answer is only the x. It's not the x and the y. And I'll show you why. So if we were going to do example 2a, we want to know when the natural log of x minus 2 equals 1/2 x minus 3. This only involves x's. So that means your answer is only going to have an x. You're not going to do the y. All right, but we're going to do the steps in the calculator exactly the same way. So we'll go to y equals. We'll put these in for y1 and y2. Do you guys remember how to get ln for the natural log? It should be right beside 4. Now, on that one, you need to make sure you close the parentheses after the x. Otherwise, the calculator gets confused. All right. Okay. So there are both of those graphs. And same thing, find where they cross. So second, trace 5. Enter, enter, enter. Right. And again, we only want the x, so I'm just going to round like 3 decimal places. So 0.464 is one of our answers. So second, trace 5, move close to the other intersection, enter, enter, enter. All right, so 5.357 is the other one.
So you just put the X's?
You just put the X's on these. So it just depends on the direction. So solving a system of equation is x and y. Just finding when f equals g is just x. Okay, let's look at B. Do you guys remember, well, 2 raised to the x minus 1 is pretty easy. What about log base 2? Do you guys remember how to get log base? Okay, it's alpha window and then choice 5. All right, and then we'll just fill in all the stuff from our function. All right, there it is. So we have 2 intersection points. Second, trace 5.
Does it matter what place you put them in?
No. Well, I think I answered that question. Which place? If I put y1 or y2?
Yeah.
No. All right, so negative 1.903. Oops. 2.260. All right, and then see, the graph is already there for you. So we're just going to answer the question. Where are these two equal? And so we have 2 points, but we just want the x's. So it's like 1 and 4. That's it. All right, now I want to go through the directions on the homework just so you can make sure you do the right thing. So the homework is on the back. So 1 through 6 says to solve each system of equations. There should be a period there. It's okay. Is that answer going to be an x and a y or just an x? If you're solving a system of equations. X and a y. Very good. So in all those, you give the x and the y, the ordered pair. What about 7 and 8? Solve system of equations. X and y. We can get that from the graph too. It's fine. All right. What about 9 through 12? X only.
What are we supposed to do on 7?
On what?
On 7 and 9, what do we do?
7 and 9?
Yeah, on a 7 and 8.
Or you just find those ordered pairs.
So it's like look at the graph. And
Mhm. Yeah, it's just doing it without the calculator where you already have the graph. Any other questions?